Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the new Game Kit Kat stream. My name is Keith. I'm Kit Kat. That's my name. You came here for me, and if you didn't, well, this is what you're getting. We're gonna go back and play some more Shibuya Scramble because it's a great fucking game, and I actually kind of like reading out loud. So yesterday I did a pretty short stream. I just kind of went and just... Oh, hi Jupiter. I guess you're Pluto now. Oh well. You should just change that name, honestly. Let's see. I can turn this off. And I can turn... Was it this one? Hey, it is this one. Alright. Okay. There we go. The game captures now. Okay. Did you ever release anything? Because I'm pretty sure you said you were going to. And I said you weren't. So... who do I start off with? I think if we go with Kano, we get like a little bit more story. Of course he didn't. So Kano had been watching Syndicate members hand off the attaché case for an hour and a half. He still had no idea where this relay might be headed. The man he was tailing now was about 10 meters away, close enough that Kano could close the distance and apprehend him at a moment's notice. But his orders remained the same: follow and observe. Yeah, release a song, man. Come on. It's easy. You just drag and drop to SoundCloud, or I don't know, what, iTunes, Bandcamp, whatever you're using. Spotify, YouTube, Vimeo. He watched as the case was handed off once more. By now, the shock of seeing it pass to yet another accomplice had worn off. It's already been 90 minutes, huh? That's a stupid disguise. It was Sasayama. At some point, he crept up on Kano from behind. They don't seem like they're trying to get away at all, Kano said. They're just walking. What could they be up to? Sasayama shrugged. Yeah, it's weird. Kano recalled Dictum number 89. That name, that title of the book is so dumb. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. This is really dumb. If Tatano's wisdom held true, the Syndicate must have some reason for what it was doing. Were they just trying to throw the investigators off their scent? No, that couldn't be it. They were wandering in circles, staying right in the same area. They were just running up the clock. What if that's exactly what they were after? Buying time. Kano felt a sudden conviction that he was on the right track. If they needed more time to make sure they got their hands on the ransom payment... Wait, hold on. Could it be that... The ransom money wasn't even in the case anymore? I've got it. Sasayama perked up. You got what? Each time these crooks hand off the case, they sneak out of... Oh, that's not it. That's not what I wanted to say. That's not what I wanted to say at all. How many people would need to make the switch for them to get all the money, Sasayama asked. 50 million yen divided by 1 million, that makes 5 people. That's it then. No, wait, 50 people. That many? That can't be the deal then, Sasayama said. Guess not. They both sighed in unison. That's not what I wanted to say. The man with the attaché case made his way back to Shibuya Station. The heck, Sasayama grumbled. He's right back where we started. Kano felt his frustration growing. It honestly looked like the Syndicate was just randomly lugging the case around town. Near Shibuya Station, a girl approached the suspect. She was Japanese and entirely unlike any of the other criminal accomplices. She spoke to the man while showing him something on a notepad. He glanced at the pad but did not slow down. Within moments, he had left her behind. It looked like she just passed him a message. Well, that's sure fishy, Sasayama muttered. What, the girl? Yeah, wanna go hit her up? Dude, Sasayama could only mean one thing. Questioning her. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought that could mean. Yeah, let's go see what she knows. Why not? Sasayama and Kano hurried over to the girl. Excuse me, miss, we'd like to ask you a few... Are you happy with your life? The young girl shouted. No, I'm not happy with my life. I'm here reading a visual novel. She thrust her notepad in Kano's face. Tell me this. Are you happy with your life right now? I don't think he is. Looking at the notepad, Kano saw the same question written there in big, bold letters. The girl's eyes widened in surprise, as if she hadn't expected the two men to actually stop and listen. Right now, sir, she continued more quietly, are you happy? If so, if you could please take the survey about, about your life, are you happy with it? The more she spoke, the more flustered she became. Oh, I know who this is. This is, who is this? This is the, other reporter that, Minorikawa called in. Hey, I need to know, did you speak with that Western fellow just now? Huh? No, that isn't what I'm asking. Sir, are you happy with your life right now? Are you happy with your life right now? Kana got a sinking feeling in his stomach. This kid was looking for religious converts or something. You did speak with him, didn't you? Sasayama snapped. What did you tell him? The girl's rambling abruptly ceased. Her already ruddy face went even redder, and tears welled up in her eyes. Poor kid, Kano thought. She's just out here trying to get people to listen to her survey questions. There's no way she's part of this kidnapping plot. Look, miss, he said, for the time being, it would be a good idea for you to leave the area. Afraid I'm not at liberty to explain. The girl's only response was to start sobbing outright. I can't do this anymore. I want to go home. Kano and Sasayama exchanged awkward glances. I want to go... I want to go home, man. I wish I could go home. Passers-by began shooting curious looks at the trio. Kano, you get back to work, Sasayama said. I'll escort this girl to the train station. He didn't quite manage to stifle the embarrassment in his voice. Right, Kano said. He hurried away, his eyes already searching for the suspect they'd been tailing. Didn't take long to find him. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. It occurred to Kano that all the criminals who'd handed the attaché case had been wearing the same black clothing. That fact made the whole situation even weirder. Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed while they were all wearing the same eye-catching outfit? It was more like they were going out of their way to make sure the investigators spotted them. That still didn't provide any clues as to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept tailing these guys, the less it all made sense. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger, and they were just letting the kidnappers carry out their plan, whatever that was. The first page of the Dick Diary spelled things out loud and clear on that front. The Dick Dictum #1, man. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. This is so cheesy. Right now, the single most important thing was ensuring the hostage's safety. This was a situation where Tatano would have stuck to his guns, for sure. Kano thought back to that day, 3 years ago. Oh, I don't like how his hair is tucked a little bit back, but the front is still kind of normal. It looks like he's got a mullet. A burglar had shut himself inside a financial office and doused the place in gasoline. Kano had just been put on police box duty, and was ordered to the scene because his box was just down the street from the standoff. Blah blah blah. Hard to come by. Candidates selected for detective training only after accumulating enough experience. Cool. Several officers had surrounded the building, keeping close tabs on the situation. The suspect was shouting nonsense through the entrance on the first floor. Things were getting heated. A crowd of alarmed onlookers had started to form as well. Step aside, a voice said suddenly from amidst the throng. A middle-aged man in a rumpled business suit had approached Kano as he hovered nervously at the edge of the scene. I'm sorry, sir, Kano said. You have to stay back for your own safety. He attempted to usher the man back into the crowd. A no-nonsense look crossed the newcomer's face. He spoke in a low voice. I'm Detective Tatano from the Shibuya precinct. What's the situation? Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course, Kano stammered, then quickly explained. He hasn't taken anyone hostage, but there are still people on the upper floors of the building. Giving only a slight nod, Tatano marched straight up to the building. The plastic container of gasoline the suspect had used was on the ground out front. Tatano picked it up and dumped the remaining contents out over his head. Kano was at a loss for words. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. I've covered myself in gasoline too, Tatano called out from the entryway. The tension in the air ratcheted itself up several notches. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Kano heard the burglar shouting from inside. If you're gonna do it, Tatano called out. No balls, we can die together. And he walked into the building. All Kano could do was watch things unfold through the plate glass window. Tatano was talking to the burglar, but Kano couldn't make out the words. The crook was clutching a lighter, his hand trembling. His expression was like that of a frightened child. Tatano slowly approached him and took firm hold of his shaking hand. The onlookers erupted into cheers and applause. Tatano handed the now docile suspect over to the detectives, then warily sat down against the planter out front. It was like something ripped straight out of a police drama. That was amazing, Kano breathed. You have to deal with guys like that as quickly as you can. You let a situation like this get even a little out of hand, and you never know how things might go south on you. Tatano spoke quietly, almost as if he were talking to himself. As the police evacuated the rest of the building, Kano noticed that there were children and elderly among them. If the perp had managed to set the fire, there was no way they would have escaped in time. But I mean, what if he'd actually set the place on fire? If someone's willing to risk their life, you're not going to convince them of anything unless you do the same. Kano still remembered the awe he'd felt, and Tatano's matter-of-fact tone. Kano hadn't become a police officer out of any real sense of duty. He just thought it would make Rumi happy if he became a detective like her father. Besides, civil servants tend to stay afloat even in times of recession, and his time playing rugby meant he was in good physical shape for the job. He'd never really thought too much about protecting citizenry or keeping the peace, but now, here he was in the presence of a detective who'd literally risked his life in the line of duty without a second thought. A police officer never loses sight of what he's supposed to protect. Ever. Getting back to his feet, Tatano tugged off his gasoline-drenched coat and walked away. Kano wrote the words in a notebook he'd just purchased. Thus, the Dick Diary was born. The Dick Diary just sounds so dirty. It must sound better in Japanese. It's gotta sound better. He could have called it like the Gumshoe Chronicles or something, man. Dick Diary? Dick Diary. Dude, hold up. I have fucking ping from some rando. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Dumbass cunts, man. Dumb assholes. Okay. Thinking back to the way Tatano put his life on the line to rescue a bunch of strangers made Kano feel all the more raw about just tailing these syndicate members. Letting the crooks just wander around wasn't going to bring Maria Osawa to safety. Of that, Kano was now certain. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. He uttered the fundamental dictum out loud. Well, you've lost sight of it completely, a voice said out of nowhere. Huh? Kano spun around. It was Shizuo. Rumi was with him. Sir, Kano stuttered. Weren't you supposed to be waiting at the cafe for... There was some lowlife there, so we left. Rumi's dad looked plenty mean under ordinary circumstances. Right now, he looked like a man possessed. I beg your pardon, sir. I do, oh so... genuinely apologize, good sir. Okay, I'm still on duty at the moment. I'm going back home, Shizuo huffed. You're not burying my daughter. He turned to walk away. No, please, just wait. I'm done waiting, now I'm going home. Please don't do this, just hear me out. I've heard all I need to hear from you. Rumi, we're leaving. Dad, please, goodbye. Ah, well, that's a bad end. Seizing his daughter by the hand, Shizuo stormed off without another word, dragging her behind. Shinya, she called out over her shoulder. Rumi. She was gone. Rumi was gone. Kano desperately wanted to go after her. He hesitated in agony of indecision. I can't turn my back on my responsibilities. I'm a detective. My work has to be my first priority. Going after Rumi isn't what a good detective would do. Oh, Detective Tatano. What should I do? Tatano. Oh no. Still, the dictum echoed in his mind. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. God, I hate this. It's a big dumb. Oh, this is a bad end. This is definitely a bad end. 6 months later. Kano made his way through a small corner of a vast field in the Nagano countryside. Slowly and leisurely, he tilled the soil. He'd surprised himself with his own newfound enthusiasm for organic farming, learning more from Shizuo day after day. His father-in-law had taught him the ways of farming from the ground up, and while things had been rocky between them at first, their friendship was now growing strong. Oh my god, he looks totally different. Pausing to wipe his brow, he smiled at the acreage around him. He looked forward to tending the crops he'd sown until harvest came around. If he stayed on as a detective, he might well never have known the joy he now found in his work. And this wasn't the only seed Kano had planted. Ah, wink, wink. By the time harvest season came around, the new life growing within his dear Rumi's belly would be ready to celebrate it with them. Is this really a bad end? I don't know if I'd call that a bad end. I think it is a good end for Kano, but... Okay. Blah blah. Okay. Okay, that's a bad end. I gotta go and change someone's story. I think it's gotta be, Achi's story. Like, they've been pretty intertwined. Achi looks vaguely, like, Hispanic? Puerto Rican? Maybe, like, light-skinned Indian. He's got that definitely not quite Japanese look about him. Achi and Hitomi scampered through the backwards along Center Guy, white sneakers and pumps slapping on the pavement. Achi kept his eyes peeled, continually checking ahead and behind as they darted through gaps between the buildings. Finally, they stopped in a narrow alley. There's no way he'll find us here, he said. No one knows about this place. He took another look around, then let out a sigh of relief. It seemed they'd managed to shake the gunman for now. Back when Achi was with SOS, they had come through Center Guy practically every day. And that's the name as Studs of Shibuya, the name given to the group by Achi when he founded it. Originally just a bunch of like-minded young people hanging out together, it has since become known as a gang that picks fights around Shibuya. The gang had started out as little more than a group of local teens. They didn't do much in particular, just horsing around and killing time. What mattered was that they were having fun. But it wasn't long before it wasn't all fun and games. Achi couldn't help but notice the slobs who were making a mess of Shibuya, dirtying it up. He wasn't about to let them get away with it. Most frequently, it was folks who tossed cigarette butts out in the street or plastered walls in graffiti. While they didn't respond to his more gentle warnings, he found slightly more forceful ways of getting his point across. SOS got a reputation. Street punks started trying to pick fights with its members. Those guys required a bit more force to handle, and when it came to the worst of the lot, the drug dealers, the muggers, the guys who tried to force themselves on women, it was full-on battle, no holds barred. Before long, SOS had established itself as something more of a vigilante corps. Soon, it became known as one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya. Let's lay low here for a bit and see what happens, Achi said. The alley where they hid was like a dimly lit chasm, obscuring them from view. The only problem now was figuring out what to do next. They needed to find that blue van again, which meant figuring out the best way to get back to Dogenzaku without the man with the cane catching them once more. Ugh. Achi, Hitomi whispered. I think I can handle myself from here. She got to her feet and gave Achi a deep bow. Whoa, Achi held up a hand. We've been over this already. You're not gonna be okay. That guy has a gun. Like bang bang pew pew gun. If you let her go up against an assassin alone, he might as well be the one to pull the trigger himself. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, Hitomi continued as if she hadn't heard him. She sort of shuffled out of the alleyway. Hey, what did I just say? Really, Achi, I appreciate your concern, but I can't in good conscience put you in danger anymore. But I mean... Achi tried to press the point, but Hitomi cut him off. There's no good reason for you to risk yourself to keep helping me. Her tone was resolute. But Achi was determined to help her anyway. He refused to back down. Look, I want to help people who are in trouble, so what's so wrong about that? Huh? He locked eyes with Hitomi, willing her to understand. I'm not the most dependable guy. I know that. But still, Hitomi dropped her gaze and Achi trailed off, feeling like an idiot. Oh, it's no use. I'm no use. It's no use! He hung his head with a sigh. Just then, a bit of light shone into the alleyway from above. It looked like someone on the adjacent building's upper floor had turned on the lights. And that's the Nokane building. Jump? Oh, I haven't gone there yet. Shoot. Okay. Aw, man. I guess I gotta go here now. Alright. This game is cheesy as fuck. In 1 hour, the Burning Hammer sales demo will begin. Chiri is laying out the assortment of snacks that we'll have on hand. Hey Tama, you hungry? Why yes I am. I mean, that should be pretty obvious at this point. All I've had since putting on the stupid mascot costume is some burning hammer and a bunch of iced tea. Hey now, Chiri shoots back. What's with that attitude? Chiri, you do remember that you ate my lunch, right? The sucker said it was best before noon. You just made that up. Yep. Chiri chortled merrily and chugged some more iced tea. How do you not pee with that much iced tea? How does she pee? How does Tama pee? Oh, whoops. Okay, folks, Mr. Yanagishita calls out as he slips into the room. Lunch break's over. Back to work. I don't feel like I've had much of a break. If anything, I'm even more mentally exhausted than I was before. There's a box full of Anagachi's toys in the storeroom on the 3rd floor. Mind bringing those down? Anagachi? What's that? The name makes it sound like some sort of product knockoff. His face widens in surprise. You've never heard of them? It's Tamagotchis. You know, Anagachi. It's a digital pet game where you raise an eel that lives in Tokyo Bay. A portable electronic game in which you raise a conger eel, or anago, feeding it daily and clearing away feces. Depending on how you raise your eel, it can wind up developing into various forms, from normal eel to ultimate eel sushi. You can also use the infrared communication feature to bring over friends for your eel from another nearby Anagachi device. There is also a sister product, Trout Watch, and by connecting the two, you can view a special event where the eel and trout characters go to a pub together. This is a... never heard of it, I say. Well, I guess maybe a lot of people in Japan haven't heard of it yet. But it's all the rage right now with the youngsters over in New York City. NYC? Oh, he must mean New York City. As popular in New York? Really? Anyway, I did some quick checking, and that's when I learned. So last month, I bought a whole bunch of them. And once again, you were swindled. Yep. He lets out a pathetic whimper. No! Just like that, his confidence evaporates. He starts muttering to himself. I thought it sounded a little fishy. Really? Because it's eel? I mean, think about it. Why would kids in New York be interested in raising eels from Tokyo Bay? And what appeal would an eel character even have anyway? None, that's what. I should have known that. I did know it! Aw, you can't help but feel bad for this guy. And why'd you buy them? As far as it's getting tiresome. Anyway, Yanagishita continues, it was gonna cost way too much to keep them in storage, so I was just gonna let the recycling guy take them. He hangs his head in shame. In a matter of moments, he's borderline catatonic. Can lose a creature that lives in a hole? Oh. Oh. That's sad. Cheery, on the other hand, flashes a big bright grin. Still, you know, eel's pretty delicious. I don't think you can eat these things. Thank you. He clasps her hands in gratitude. I wasn't exactly complimenting you there, boss. It's the same thing. There's a little bit of me in each of my product. Nope. That's not a good sign. Here's the brief gameplay demo. It's exactly what you thought it was. Yep. Not sure what I expected. That's super scary, though. That's like kind of nightmare fuel. Wait. You cook your pet? Oh. Okay. Eels and I are one and the same. Nope, that's not true. Say something nice about eels. No. Nope. Eels are awesome when it comes to eel sushi. 100 pieces barely whets my appetite. Eel's pretty good, actually. Kind of expensive here in the States, but pretty tasty. You know, these two make quite a pair. That really means a lot to me, Cheery. Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand what any of this is about, but if it helps mend Mr. Yanagishita's wounded spirits, I guess I can't complain. I lead them to their devices and head for the storeroom. That's kind of scary. Like, if you open a door, you just see this big furry face in front of you, and it's a dark room. That's the new Silent Hill right there. I fumble around in the dark, feeling for the switch box. My costume paws mute the sensations in my hands enough that even finding that is difficult. I bat at the wall willy-nilly until eventually the lights come on. Apparently I found a switch, even if I didn't feel it. Whoa! What the heck is this? The storeroom is practically overflowing with shoddy goods. A painting that looks like a child's scribblings, an oddly shaped hat bearing the words "Grow 2 inches, guaranteed." A cheap-looking pendant with a tag that says it's set with a miracle stone. And they're simply glass beads. That's about what, $5? Seller claim normally sell for 10,000 a pop, but if you buy 100 of them, give you half off. Nope. Yep. Whoops. I turned autoplay. It's like this is a knockoff boneyard where cheap products go to die. They break away from their pathetic herd, knowing their time has come, and end up in this graveyard of a storeroom. Man, he's bought a lot of junk. Anagachi. I spy the cardboard box I'm looking for. Then I catch sight of a dark silhouette out of the corner of my eye. Eek, I yelp. Oh, that's nasty. Cockroaches are gross. It's one of them. Black, flat, quick, long antenna, often spotted in kitchens. Sometimes, somehow, their legs wind up in restaurant food. Ew, that's actually nasty. If you find cockroach legs in your food at a restaurant, just leave. Don't even bother paying. Don't even complain. Because you know that the rest of the food in there is fucking contaminated with that stuff now. You don't want a replacement. You want a refund, maybe. But if you haven't paid yet, just leave. Say, look, this is nasty, and then leave. It's just bounce. It's gross. It peers back at me from the shadow of the Anagachi box, the faint light casting the luster of its carapace. It looks ready to leap out at me at any moment, bearing the words, "Grow 2 inches, guaranteed." A cheap-looking pendant with a tag that says it's set with a miracle stone. And they're simply glass beads. That's about, what, $5? Seller claim normally sell for 10,000 a pop, but if you buy 100 of them, give you half off. Nope. Ah, yep. Whoops. I turned autoplay. It's like this is a knockoff boneyard where cheap products go to die. They break away from their pathetic herd, knowing their time has come, and end up in this graveyard of a storeroom. Man, he's bought a lot of junk. Anagachi. I spy the cardboard box I'm looking for. Then I catch sight of a dark silhouette out of the corner of my eye. Eek, I yelp. Oh, that's nasty. Cockroaches are gross. It's one of them. Black, flat, quick, long antenna, often spotted in kitchens. Sometimes, somehow, their legs wind up in restaurant food. Ew, that's actually nasty. If you find cockroach legs in your food at a restaurant, just leave. Don't even bother paying. Don't even complain. Because you know that the rest of the food in there is fucking contaminated with that stuff now. You don't want a replacement. You want a refund, maybe. But if you haven't paid yet, just leave. Say, look, this is nasty, and then leave. It's just bounce. It's gross. It peers back at me from the shadow of the Anagachi box, the faint light casting the luster of its carapace. It looks ready to leap out at me at any moment. You'd think that the cockroach would just, like, explode if you hit it with a bat. Like, I don't normally just, like... Huh. Okay. Whatever. At least we parted on mutually acceptable terms. I didn't have to squash it or blast it with pesticide. Hefting the box labeled Anagachi, I scurry away from the graveyard to Schlock. It's Schlock. Schlock merchandise. Schlock. Phew, I made it. When I get back to the rec room, Mr. Yanagisha is still clutching Shiri's hands. And eel's super tasty when you salt broil it, too. Thank you, but tempura style is probably the best. Thank you. That's... Okay, got it. I'll hold out the big cardboard box. Excellent, thank you. You girls are the greatest. His voice resounds with gratitude. Hey, that's it. I just got an amazing idea. Why don't 3 of us start our own company? Nope. All passed. Man, you two shot that one down quick. I want to keep this one too. Whoops. Hold on. I can turn off my cam. And I can just crop out that part. Okay. Perfect. We're good. Well, for today, let's focus on selling Burning Hammer. By the way, where is the Burning Hammer? There wasn't any in the storeroom, and I couldn't see any here either. Oh, that's right, it's out back in the loading dock. We should probably go bring it in. Oh, and bring the Anagachis with you too. Recycling guy's gonna be showing up soon. Let's go! We follow Mr. Yanagisha to the loading deck. And... the loading dock is empty. There's no sign of the Burning Hammer anywhere. It's gone, he murmurs. Then his voice rises to a shout. It's gone! All gone! The Burning Hammer is all gone! Flying into a panic, he searches frantically from one end of the dock to the other, leaping into the air, even peering down into the cracks. But no matter where he looks, there's nothing for him to find. It was right here a little while ago, like right here. Right here. Oh, that was the recycling guy, wasn't it? Mr. Yanagisha cries out in alarm. We can see a truck starting to pull away. Its bed is piled high with cardboard boxes and other assorted trash. Hey, boss? Is that... Yes, there it is! Mr. Yanagisha begins racing after the truck. My burning hammer, his voice cracks as he cries out. Give that back! Give it back! I think this is a bad end. Yeah. Burning hammer! Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Come back! Come back! Dude, that's nice. That's good. I like that. His wailing echoes from the surrounding buildings. It's like something out of a movie. What the hell? What's up with the truck? Tama, who the heck was that? Hey, don't look at me. Huh. With all those piles of stuff, it looked just like the recycling guy. As soon as he says it, revelation dawns on his face. The recycling guy? If it was him, maybe he thought he was picking up the Anagachis by mistake. We have to find the truck. Aw, man. You two split up and try to track it down. Wait, why do we have to look for it? If there's no sales demo, there's no money to pay you. And then all the work you've done will be for nothing. I guess there isn't much of a choice. Anyway, we'll have to find that truck. Can't have gotten far. Now go hunt it like your life depended on it. Cheery and I look each other and sigh. How do you want to do this, Jess? Want to go search together, or should we split up? Let's split up. Oh, it's not a bad end. Okay. I make my way to Center Guy. I'm so focused on searching all over as I walk that I lose track of where I'm going. And I wind up bumping right into a man who's hurrying along with his daughter. Oh, it was Taro. They came to Center Guy to eat lunch. Before that, they were at Heaven Publishing. Yep, where Minorikawa met them. Got it. Oh, pardon me. I hop back to my feet and go to bow to the man in apology. Ow. Aw. He bows at the same time, and we managed to bonk our heads together. Sorry. And, yep. As her dad drops to his knees, clutching his head, the girl begins to wander off. Hey, Hana, wait! The man lurches to his feet and rushes after the girl. She seems like an odd kind, only 10 or so, but strangely cold and distant for her age. Huh. Nursing my own sore head, I make it all the way to Shibuya Station, but there's no sign of the truck. I'll probably never find it just by wandering around randomly. It's already 12:35. The sales demo starts in 25 minutes. I have serious doubts I'll be able to find the truck by then. What should I do? Yeah, it's a bad end. It's a bad end after all. Oh wait, no, it's a jump. It's a jump.